the nonprofit space, you probably need to get a lot done with a little. You're listening to Hacks for Good with nonprofit technology nerd Taylor Shanklin.
We're all hustling at nonprofits, at startups.
T-Shank is going to break it down for you.
It's a grind, right? You've got to do a lot with a little.
Giving you tips and tricks to grow your mission.
So I'm going to be sharing my toolkit.
And use the latest and greatest tools available to growth hack your cause.
Hey guys, it's Taylor Shanklin, aka T-Shank here, coming at you from my car and my drive into work today. And I will explain what I'm doing. Do not worry, I'm being safe. I have my hands-free device right up here, so I'm not going to be looking at the camera while I'm talking. I'm just going to be talking and filming while driving and on my way in to the office at Kimbia. So let's get going. The reason why I'm doing this is because Hacks for Good is all about the startup mentality, the hustle, the doing a lot with a little. And when it comes to time, I myself have to do a lot with a little, just like many of you folks probably do. I'm a working mother of two and doing Hacks for Good kind of in my spare time when I find some time to do it each week. And so, hence my idea to start riffing a bit while driving. So, that being said, what I want to talk about today are two tips that I have on productivity and kind of being more productive with little time that you have. I know many of you working at nonprofit organizations, you have a lot on your plate, you're wearing a lot of hats, and so there's a lot you want to do, but at the same time, maybe you want to figure out how you can better collaborate and work more efficiently, and also figure out how to get some extra outside education in. Like, how do you take the time to step away and learn about the latest trends in, marketing so that you can take that to your nonprofit, or the latest trends in, online fundraising or donor retention or whatever the topic is. So I want to talk about two things today. One, I want to talk, my number one tip for productivity today is to get out of your inbox and start actually talking to each other in other ways. So when you are collaborating with people in your organization, maybe in different departments, maybe in your own department, there's a couple of different tools that I really like and I use a lot for collaboration. The first one is Slack, and I'll talk about this. I'll actually do a screen share video and talk about Slack. Slack is a great tool for getting out of the inbox, having a chat with someone. It's great for remote remote work cultures where people are kind of all over the place, or where you have different offices and people in different offices. Let's say you work at a large organization that has branches or chapters or local stations across the country, and you even want to be able to talk to people at those local regional offices. Slack can be a great way to set up channels for each of those different offices, or departments or topic areas, whatever it is. Slack can certainly be misused, and I've seen it misused before in other roles that I've been in. Where people just assume that if they Slack you something that you got it. But it can certainly be misused and overused to an extent. There's still definitely a time and a place for email as a communication tool. I think Slack is great for, let's say you have 3 people that need to huddle on a topic. You can quickly get into a private group chat or the channel to chat about whatever it is you need to talk about. And it really kind of opens up the door for more transparency and collaboration and working together, so that, you don't have so many instances of, oh yeah, well, we talked about that and I forgot to copy you on the email, so you didn't get the memo and all of that sort of stuff. So that can be a really, really great tool for collaboration, getting out of your inbox. Also, because sometimes you don't need to send an email for every little question. You just have one simple question. If you just Slack it to someone via the Slack instant messaging capabilities, then you can get that one question answered without cluttering someone else's inbox. So beyond Slack, there are several project management tools that I like for collaboration. And one is Trello. I like to use Trello a lot. Me as a marketer, I like to use Trello because it's very visual. I can kind of see my projects in the Trello board, and I can move my projects along as they progress very, very easily. It's a project management tool, I think, that really is perfect for visually inclined people, for marketers, for designers. And it's a great tool to collaborate on as well, not just to taskmaster yourself or your team, but also to actually, upload documents. There's a lot of integrations that Trello has where you can integrate with Google Docs. You can integrate with other tools out there. You can integrate with Slack through, Zappy or Zaps. And I think Trello even has a direct integration with Slack itself. So it's a way to be in your communications channel in Slack and then easily get things onto a Trello board, let's say, as an example. There's also chat capabilities and features in Trello. There's checklists. And the point of this is, again, to get out of your inbox, stop getting so cluttered in the inbox, and actually collaborate in a more efficient and transparent way across whatever projects you are working on. Okay, so those are two of my favorite productivity tools. One more that I think is really great for getting out of your inbox and actually talking to each other and collaborating, because I think a lot of times we work in silos, and we've really got to get out of that working in silos mentality, especially if you are trying to growth hack. You've got to just get together in a room and talk to each other. That's not easy all the time. So I like to use video conferencing tools. Now, I know a lot of people get a little bit weird about being on camera and being on video, but what I have found in my experience, and I've used them a lot, Google Hangouts, Join Me, Zoom, lots of different products on the market, I've used for online meetings. Again, this is great for remote teams because it gives you that personal connection over the phone. It also ensures when people are sharing their video, they're not multitasking, so they are actually present at the meeting and paying attention to what's going on, and they are active in the conversation. So getting out of your inbox using tools like Slack, a project management tool like Trello, or even Basecamp or something like that, and then using online video meetings can be highly effective for getting out of your inbox and talking to each other more. Okay, my second productivity tip for today is to do kind of what I'm doing here. Look for those small pockets of time where you can learn. And so right now I have a small pocket of time between dropping my daughter off at school and driving into the office. I'm decided, hey, why don't I start recording my video casts, podcasts, in the car. So one thing that I do, I've become very, very focused on being productive while I'm doing things like my morning commute or my afternoon commute. That's when I listen to podcasts, so I learn something. So if I don't have a lot of time to sit down and read a bunch of articles that I want to read, I can make my drive time as productive as it can be from a learning perspective, and I listen to podcasts. So occasionally I listen to music. I used to always listen to music. Now I pretty much only listen to podcasts, and that's my time where I learn by listening. I also, take my extra phone calls from the car now. It's so easy to do that with all of the hands-free connectivity in the cars now. And so, if I have a phone call that's, not work-related, catching up with a friend, or even, talking to someone who I just haven't talked to in a while that I want to network with, great time to take those calls, again, is the commute in the morning and going home. So a couple of the podcasts that I really like and I recommend that you guys check out, I think they're amazing for growth hackers, and very, very applicable to nonprofit professionals, even though they're kind of more focused on their target audience being startups. I love the Fizzle Show. So check out the Fizzle Show. You can go to fizzle.co. This is a podcast for creative entrepreneurs, but they share a lot of tips that are very applicable to doing what we're doing here at Hacks for Good, which is doing a lot with a little. And if you are a growing nonprofit or you're developing new programs, I think there's a lot of training that they discuss on that show and even on their website through their membership that can help you with, marketing strategy planning, things like, finances, things like, is WordPress better than Squarespace if you're getting up a new website? So their topics are very broad and I think highly applicable to this audience. I love Gary Vee. I listen to Gary Vaynerchuk all the time. He is one of my huge influencers and actually a big influence as to why I wanted to start Hacks for Good. And I also love my friend over, Danielle Johnson, has the Raise and Engage podcast, which is specific to nonprofits and people in the nonprofit profession. Neil Patel, Online Marketing School, is a great podcast. And I also really like Claire Pelletreau, the Get Paid podcast. So again, that one's very specific to startups, for-profit businesses, but I think there's a lot that she talks about in that can be applied to nonprofits because she is an expert in Facebook marketing and she'll talk about topics like that. So Fizzle Show, Get Paid podcast, Gary Vee, and Raise and Engage are just a few of the podcasts that you could be taking advantage of listening to, of course, in addition to what I'm doing here at Hacks for Good. Okay, so I'm parked, I'm stopped. Thanks, it's been real. Until next time on Hacks for Good. Bye-bye.
We really appreciate you tuning in to Hacks for Good. We hope you got some nuggets you can take back to your nonprofit to accelerate growth, or just get your job done faster. Subscribe for regular updates at hacksforgood.com. If you liked it, please share this out with others you think may like it. Until next time.